Hello, have you ever fancied getting behind the wheel of a WRX Subaru? Well, one of these three could be doing just that, courtesy of rallyschool.co.uk. They've given us a whole day's course, including instruction and the chance to drive 300 brake horsepower of turbocharged rally car on 3 course stages. We've also got Mitsubishi umbrellas and T-shirts, courtesy of GrandPrixLegends.com, plus this jacket from Smart. So let's play Asking Price. Hello, so let's just recap. The cars we show are genuinely for sale and we ask our contestants to guess what the asking price is. There's a point for the person whose guess is the closest, which becomes 2 points if they're within 50 quid. And we give 3 points for a direct hit, and if 2 people make the same guess, well, they'll both get the same points. OK, with us tonight, Martin. Martin's a joiner, and then the other 2 contestants make up our student team, Delyth and Tom. Very welcome. Let's go straight into the game and then into our first round with Brendan.
Now this, at first sight, is an absolutely beautiful car. A Honda Prelude 2-litre fuel injection, bags of style and performance. But let's have a closer look, because this bonnet, very shiny and red, is seducing me. But it's noticeably more red and shiny than either the roof or the door panels. And some of these wing mirror plastic bits are definitely faded from the sun. Now this car's done 66,000 miles and there isn't one stone chip on that bonnet. So, alarm bells ringing, at the very least a respray, perhaps more. Let's have a look. You see, I think this car's reasonably honest. These stickers on the underside of the bonnet indicate that it probably is an original body part. If that had been a replacement bonnet, they wouldn't be on it, and it'd probably be in black. But you can see noticeably older paint on the inside of the engine compartment than on the wings. So, it certainly had some respraying work. You've got to ask yourself why. Have a look round the back. There's a couple of things of interest. Firstly, a tow bar on a Honda Prelude. Why? Was he or she towing a jet ski? Probably. And the best deterrent I've ever seen to stop someone from nicking your car. You can keep all of your grade A alarms, etc. Look at that. He's a chief instructor, 4th Dan at karate. That says to me, nick my car if you dare. Just for the record, it's a 95 N-registered Prelude. It's automatic, but it's fully electrical with a full service history. What's the asking price?
There you go. Nice Honda Prelude. What's the asking price? Start thinking about it. Start writing. Put your ideas together. It's done 66,000 miles. Bit ragged around the edges. It's an auto as well, and people do like a manual gearbox in a Prelude, so think about that. Full service history, though, and nice interior. Obviously somebody who looked after the car, but it is a 1995 model. So, Martin, how do you value that Honda? What do you think it's worth?
I reckon it's about 5,800.
5,800. Delyth, how do you fancy it?
I've put down 7,599.
You've obviously got a lot more money there to spend. And Tom, how do you value it?
I've got 5,000.
5,000 straight?
Yeah.
All right, let's go and see what the dealer wanted for that car.
All is not what it seems with this car. I think it's definitely been under the knife. I'm not calling it a ladyboy, but certainly some sort of cosmetic surgery. The asking price is £4,995.
Well, there you go, 4,995. Tom, you're very close to that. £5,000, well done. I'll give you 2 points for that. I remember that car came out. We went down to the south of France for the launch and absolutely stunned by the shape of it. We thought it looked like a baby Ferrari. All right, let's try another car. This time we're looking at supercars and we're with Glenda.
BMW have always been a designer label when it comes to cars. So to have a BMW be given the Alpina treatment is like having Stella McCartney hand-stitch her very own garment just for you. This is the creme de la creme in the world of BMW.
Wow, look at that interior. Subtle, isn't it? If the BMW M5 is just too run-of-the-mill for you, then this is the car for you. It has a 5-litre V8 engine with 380 brake horsepower, so you won't be hanging around then. And it certainly looks the business on lowered suspension and 19-inch rims. It's a 2001 registered car with 8,000 miles on the clock.
Designer labels don't come cheap. You've always got to pay for the name. So what is the asking price?
There you go. What's the asking price of an absolutely fantastic BMW Alpina? Start thinking about it. Start writing down your ideas. 380 brake horsepower. I mean, the M5 is a storming car anyway. Stunning performer. This one's even quicker and beautifully trimmed inside. So just think about the number of man-hours that went into doing that lovely leather interior and what you'd have to pay. Delyth, who drives a BMW like that?
Oh, the likes of David Beckham and Michael Owen, people like that, I'd say.
And what would they pay for it?
Well, my guess is 90,000.
90,000 smackaroos. There you go. Tom, how much do you think it's worth?
I went for 60.
Do you think it'd be worth it?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
A good-looking car.
It's gorgeous, that car.
Gorgeous, OK. And Martin?
I'll go for 60,000 as well.
Oh, you've got agreement on 60,000. Car you'd like to be seen in?
Well, I prefer something a bit more upmarket, but still, I like the BMWs as they are.
Build a few more houses, you'll be there. So let's see what that car really went for.
A designer label demands a designer price tag. This car is going to set you back £60,000.
Well, there you go, £60,000. And Martin and Tom, you couldn't have been closer. Smack on the nose, so we give you 3 points each for that. Very well done. OK, on to our third round. That's my favourite because we're with Lynn and we're going to look at some classic cars. And that's really what I want to see.
Feast your eyes on this. It's a 1964 Triumph TR4. It's got a 2.2 litre engine and, what's more, an original mileage of only 72,000 miles. And, believe it or not, it's British, born and bred, made in Coventry. The car, which was restored 3 years ago, has the same engine used in the little grey Massey Ferguson tractor, because at the time, in the 60s, Triumph were owned by Massey Ferguson. Very agricultural. This model is another rung up the ladder from the Herald and the Spitfire. This is the upmarket version, TR range. The car was exported to America and then re-imported back to England, and here it is.
Oh, well, here it is, back from the States. A very nice classic TR there. Start thinking and writing. What do you think somebody would pay for a beautiful, bright red Triumph TR? Driving along in the rain there, but just imagine it in the sunshine with the top down, going down to the south of France with your holidays. What a lovely car to do it in. 72,000 miles. And I don't agree at all with that reference to the tractor engine. That's not true. That car has a fine, lusty four-cylinder 2.2 litre engine that's great fun to drive along behind. Right, Tom, you into classic cars?
Not really, no.
Not really. What sort of money would you pay for that?
I'd put 74,000.
74,000 quid? It's only a bloody Triumph. Anyway, never mind. Martin, what do you think that car's worth?
I've got 46,000.
46,000. I know some classic car dealers who would love to meet you too. And Delyth, what do you think?
Well, I tried to play safe, so I put down 16,000.
I think you... Yes, that was a jolly good guess. OK, let's go back down and find out what Lynn thought the car was worth.
So, how much for our timeless Triumph tractor? £12,500. It's an absolute triumph for British motoring!
British motoring at its best. So, Delyth, yeah, you're the closest there. We give you a point for that. So that's pretty well done. Let's take a look at the scores so far. So, Delyth, because you knew exactly what a Triumph sports car was worth, you're on 1 point. And Martin on 3 points. Tom raging into the lead at the moment with 5 points. Now on to our quickfire round, and we'll be revealing pictures of cars slowly. You buzz when you think you can guess within £1,000 of the car's list price. Remember, points go down as time moves on, and you only get one chance each to guess. Here's the first car. What is it? Tell me. 5 points on offer. As soon as you think you know what the car is, give me a buzz. Oh, I know what that is. Give us a buzz. Martin.
Is that a baby Jag?
And what do you think it's worth?
25,000.
You're out. So it's between Delyth and Tom. Tell me what the car is and what do you think it's worth. Well, you must know what that is. Tom.
It's a BMW.
And what's it worth?
About 55,000.
No, not close enough. So down to you, Delyth. Yes.
Would it be a Ferrari?
It wouldn't, but tell me what you think it would sell for if it was.
I reckon around 40,000, whatever it is.
We'll give you the point for that because you got the price right. In fact, it's a BMW M3 Coupe, but jolly well done. OK, let's look at the next car. Tell me when you know. You should know from that. Delyth.
Would that be a Porsche?
And what do you think it sells for?
I'd guess at around 25.
Not close enough. So you're out. It's Tom and Martin. Buzz when you can tell. 3 points on offer.
Is that an Alfa Romeo?
Yeah. What do you think it sells for?
About...
Well...
50.
50?
55.
Not many Alfa Romeos selling for 50 grand. So it's down to you, Tom. It's your call. 3 points on offer, 2 points on offer. Yep.
Yes, it's an Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
And
what does it sell for?
about 22,000.
No points at all. That's the Alfa Romeo 3-litre V6, £26,340. So we'll take another car. Let's have a look at this one. Bit more difficult, that. They all look like that. Could be anything. 4 points on offer. You can see a bit more now, but they still looks like every other Super Mini on the market. 2 points on offer. Nobody knows what it is. Give us a buzz and guess at a price. Martin.
Is that the Polo?
And how much would it sell for?
About...
Could well be. I mean, it looks exactly like everything else.
25,000.
Pardon?
About 25,000.
25,000 for a Polo. A bit off screen there, so it's between Delyth and Tom. What do you think it is? Tom.
A Polo. About
and how much?
16,000.
No, it doesn't have a VW on the front. Delyth, what do you think it is? Give us a buzz. Quickly, guess a price.
Just the price?
Well, tell me what you think it is, yeah.
Would it be a Rover estate?
And tell me what it's worth.
18,000?
Now you're all out. It's a Fiat Stilo, £11,335. So here's a fun one to keep you guessing over the commercial break. We've got the 1977 British Grand Prix signing on sheets. The signatures include James Hunt, Jones, Scheckter, Regazzoni, Peterson, Lauda, Villeneuve and Andretti. What do you think those sheets are worth? So, how much do you think you would have had to pay for the 1977 British Grand Prix signing on sheets? Well, the answer is surprisingly £2,500, which seems a lot of money for 2 sheets of paper, but just think about those signatures that are on them. OK, on with the game now. We've been down the auctions to see what we can find.
So, here we are back at the auction, trying to see if there are any bargains around. Remember, we want the auction's selling price here, not the retail price. So, what have we got this week? Well, I think this is a bit of a find. It's a 1993 Ford Escort 1.3 with 54,000 miles on the clock. Not the most glamorous car in the world, but it is in fantastic condition. We had a good look round and could find nothing wrong, apart from the rearview mirror being on the dashboard. That's easily fixable. So what do you think this went for?
There you go. Down the auctions, they found a very nice Ford Escort. Start thinking about it, start writing, your time starts. And that's just the sort of car the trade would like. Just to advise you, the trade would love that car. They don't have to do much work to it, and it would pop up on their showrooms very easily. But it is an old car. It's 1993, and it's done 54,000 miles, so it's not worth a huge amount of money. But just bear in mind the trade might like it on their showrooms. So, Martin, what would you pay for a nice 1993 Ford Escort, do you think?
Well, it's in good condition, so I'd say maybe top end £5,000, so about 5,000.
About 5,000?
Yeah. I think I might be a bit generous, so...
and Delyth, how would you value it?
Well, seeing as I spent 90,000 on a BMW, I'm going to say 1,800.
You're going to save some money. Brilliant.
Yeah.
OK. And, Tom, what do you think that Escort is worth?
Being generous, 5,800.
5,800? OK. Let's go back down the auction, see what the car fetched.
£575 goes in, sure bid, don't worry. Order goes once, twice, order gone at £575 down below. Just pop sign on, thank you.
Well, Well, there you go. The hammer fell at £575. Just goes to show what sort of bargains are available down the auction if you know what you're doing. And Delyth, you're the closest there, so we give you the point. Well done. On to our next round with private sellers. Let's see who Lynn has found.
Ford is credited with selling more cars in the UK than any other manufacturer. So let's add this one to the list. It's a Ford Fiesta 1.6 SI with a 16-valve Z-Tech engine. Nice rear spoiler going on here at the back. And oh, what's this? A little dint in the bumper, I see. But apart from that, the bodywork is looking pretty good for a car this age. No signs of rust. It's a 1995 NREG and it's been round the block a few times. It's got nearly 64,000 miles on the meter. The colour is tourmaline green and it's got a lovely pair of fog lights. So with 6 months tax and full MOT, who is selling a car like this and why? Well, our young Romeo wants something bigger and better to woo the ladies. He's looking for a real totty magnet. So, how much is Romeo asking for his lovemobile? Ooh, I like these bucket seats. I feel like they're really holding me in.
Would you like to be really held in there? OK, that's a nice-looking Fiesta. Start thinking about it, start writing a price. It's done 64,000, bear in mind. It's quite, you know, N-registered, quite high spec, 95 car, got those nice hip-hugging seats and fog lights. Well, what more could you want? But is a car ever something that attracts women? I have my doubts. So, Delyth, what would you pay for that nice Fiesta?
Well, if I could afford it, I'd pay around £3,500 for it.
£3,500 for the car. OK, Tom, how do you value it?
I've gone for 1,800.
Substantially less. Martin, what do you think?
450 was a big dint in it, and it's been a lad's had it, so he's probably been giving it a rag round the block a couple of times, so...
He's been beating it to death. Well, you wouldn't want to be seen behind that driving seat.
A young lad in a hatchback, it's going to get ragged around everywhere, isn't it? So the engine's probably not good.
It's been thrashed over 64,000 miles. Probably, it's only worth 450 quid to you. Jolly good. Let's see what the private seller thought that car was worth.
Romeo, Romeo, how much ask thou, Romeo? £2.5 grand. Lovely.
£2,500 to want for that car. So, Tom, you're the closest there. We give you the point for that. Very well done. And not a bad little car, that, either, from the look of it, but a bit high mileage. And a final chance to reverse the order. Our second quickfire round. The points go down as more information is revealed. Fingers on the buzzers, contestants. Let's look at the first car. What's that? Easy. Tom.
Is it a Subaru?
What's it worth?
About 60,000.
No. Delyth and Martin, what do you think it is? What's it worth?
Subaru Impreza.
Yeah.
It's worth about, I'd say about 30 grand.
30 grand? No, not close enough. So, Delyth, it's down to you. What do you think it is? Yes?
I think I'll agree with the boys, say it's a Subaru, and I think it's probably worth around 24,000.
You're very close. It's a Subaru Impreza STI Turbo, 25,995. Let's look at the next car. What do you think it is?
Merc.
Yeah.
And it's worth probably about... I wouldn't know.
Make a stab.
About the same as what I've been going around, about 30 grand.
30 grand. It's a little Mercedes for 30 grand. So you're out between Delyth and Tom. Keep going. 4 points on offer. 3 points on offer.
Mercedes, 60,000.
No. And Tom, it's you. It looks a very small Mercedes to me, to give you a clue. Tom.
Mercedes, about 50,000.
50,000. That's the Mercedes A-Class, and it's the baby Mercedes, and that only sells for £19,890. So let's see how that affects the final scores. And Martin, 3 points, and you're tying with Delyth for 3 points each there. Very well done. And Tom racing away into the lead with 6 points. So that means Tom's through to our final payoff round. But before we go to that, we've got prizes to give out to everybody. And here are your umbrellas and those Grand Prix T-shirts that we've been sent. So Tom's through to our final payoff round, and we're going to show him just one more car. Now, if he can get within £2,000 either side of this car's asking price, he'll win that day's tuition at the rally school and the jacket, in addition to what he's got already. So you can ask the others for their advice if you trust what they can tell you. Have a look at this other car and see what you think. Within £2,000, remember, of the asking price.
This car makes me cry for 3 separate reasons. Firstly, it's import only. Boo-hoo. Secondly, I can't afford it. And thirdly, it'll make me cry when the second cam kicks in at 6,000 revs and rips the car even faster. It's a Honda Integra Type R 2-litre, generating 218 brake horsepower with that beautiful Honda injection VTEC under there. Have a look inside, it's gorgeous. Now, considering this car is second-hand, the interior is in fantastic condition. These Recaro seats look like they haven't even been sat on. You do get electric windows and mirrors, air conditioning, CD player, and a Class 1 alarm system, which, if you get your hands on this Honda Integra Type R, you're going to need. It was registered in 2001, so it's on a 51 number plate, and it's got 8,000 miles on the clock. So, what is the asking price?
OK, time starts now, Tom. A rather rare import there, a Honda Type R. That's the real racer of the Honda range. It's got 8,000 miles on the clock. Bear in mind what Martin was saying about young men tearing the guts out of cars, but even so, it's for sale. It's quite desirable, quite a lot of demand for it. Very rare beast. Tell me what you think it's worth.
It's import only, so I don't know. I'm going to go for 96. But he's wrong.
How much?
96,000.
£96,000. OK, well, let's go and see what the car's worth.
There are very few things guaranteed to add value to a car, but being an import only is one of them, which is why for this quite modest Integra Type R, you will still have to pay £20,995.
There you go, 20,000. You're a little bit out there, Tom, just a smidgen out. OK, that's it for this week's asking price. Here's another one for you at home. Put these 3 cars into their correct value of order. We've got the Mazda MX-5 1.8i Sport, Citroën Saxo 1.6 VTS and Toyota Celica T-Sport. The answer's on our website at www.menamotors.co.uk. See you next time.
This car makes me cry for 3 separate reasons. First reason, his phone's going. Second, the car's got to be back in 40 minutes.